Welcome viewers to Biafra Battle Cry TV. Biafra is our religion, and here in Biafra is where we worship. We are loyalists to the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We shall be bringing to you the new development. Now listen. Please share, like, and subscribe to our channel. See you soon on another video. Thanks for watching.
Want to buy land, but people who have served there, I'm talking about people who went there as NYSC, what do you call them? Youth corpers, who lived there for years. Some of them actually stayed back. A lot of them said the narrative that they have been hearing about Igbo land changed when they got there. Some will tell you that, yeah, they experienced this hostility from some people. Others will tell you that, oh, I experienced the best hospitality of my life in this part of Igbo land. It is the same. If you are a non-Yoruba, you have your own experience of Yoruba land too. There are some places that people will be hostile to you. We know they sell anything to Igbo. We don't want. We know they rent houses to Igbo. We don't give our house. You know, that doesn't mean that the Yorubas are not hospitable. So if you go to Igbo land or any other land, and some people becomes like whatever their mentality is, they say no, we don't want to have Yorubas, or we don't want Hausas, or we don't want this and that. And then you have others, majority of them, so accommodating, so hospitable, and you ignore the stories of those ones who have received hospitality, and you begin to promote the story of the minority that are showing their own, whether you call it hatred, bigotry, tribalism, or whatever it is. And Nigeria is a place where they promote that more. Oh my God, listen to this guy. He is supposed to be an Igbo man, right? Listen.
What is this lack of tolerance with the Igbos? Why is it that Igbos are not tolerant of other people? Why is it that Igbos are not welcoming to other tribes in Nigeria? Every tribe in Nigeria has woken up to the reality of this country. They've all understood the fact that no region, no ethnic group in Nigeria is an island. Igbos are claiming that they are being marginalized in Nigeria, and yet we are not doing anything to show that we do not deserve that marginalization. We are not doing anything to discourage this marginalization. We are not embracing people from other parts of the country. We want to be the president of Nigeria. We want an Igbo man to be the president of Nigeria. But we cannot we cannot welcome Nigerians from other parts of Nigeria. How is it possible? Why are we deceiving ourselves? We have IDP camps in every geopolitical zones in Nigeria. In the South, we have IDP camp. Go to Edo State, they have IDP camp there. There is IDP camp in Lagos State. Ogun State, of course. Ogun State has always been a home for refugees from every part of Africa. Ogun State, it has always been a home for every displaced persons in Africa, not just in Nigeria. There are IDP camps in every geopolitical zone in Nigeria except the Southeast. Just for once, they proposed to bring an IDP camp in Imo State, and some youth in Imo State went and burned down a national open university. Are we not aware that both refugees and the internally displaced people belongs to United Nations? They are all children of United Nations. United Nations takes care of these people. United Nations is aware of these people's existence. It is the primary responsibility of United Nations to protect and provide for these people. And you want Biafra, but you cannot receive internally displaced people in your home. What kind of case do you want to make in United Nations so you can have your own country when you are so inhuman, when you are so intolerant, when you are not welcoming to people who are victims of circumstance?
Nuisance, Lele.
I have heard that is one of the Buhari Shukus. You remember when I used to call out the Buhari days, the Buhari didderness, the Buhari Shukus, the Ngozi Haris, the Nneka Haris. Some said there is no Buhari Shuku Maiyegun. There is, as you see, You have no idea that there are those who are APC, Egbekegbe's members in eastern part of Nigeria. And you know their own campaign strategy is to self-hate. It is to endorse all the negativity things they said about the Igbos. Because they are those people called pick me. You know those ones that are like, I am Igbo, but I love Nigeria. You get that? The ones that are always going to be on the side of the murderous regime of Nigeria. Because by so doing, it is rewarding. They believe they will be protected. They have a chance for political, for political promotion. They are in Igbo land. They are those that will deny Biafra. They are those that will promote the killings of Biafrans too. As long as Nigeria can reward them, make them governors, make them ministers, senators, and all that, you know, political patronage. That's one of them. The internally displaced persons that he's talking about, to start with, is an aberration and then a complete insult to the people of Eastern Nigeria to start with. The internally displaced persons, they are not from Igbo land. They are not from Imo State, and they are not from any part of Igbo land. They are bringing internally displaced person from Borno. The entire Borno state and the landmass of Borno state is more than half of the 5 states of Eastern Nigeria. They couldn't build IDP camp for them there. Niger State is bigger than the entire eastern part of Nigeria. They didn't have, what have you there? These people have no cultural, language, or traditional affiliation with the people of Eastern Nigeria. So if you really want to help the internally displaced people, why transfer them from thousands of kilometers away from their base to come and lodge them in a building in the eastern part of Nigeria? So what people were saying then was that the eastern part of Nigeria does not deserve international airports. They don't deserve international seaports. They don't deserve motorable highways that run through all their cities. They don't deserve 24 hours electricity, or they don't deserve modern rail system, but they deserve IDP camp. It's an insult. The people you are bringing, the place you are bringing IDP camp to is so smaller that it could be fitted into one local government. They can say, they can say the entire Imo state can be fitted into one single local government in northern Nigeria. The whole state, no more than one local government. And the agenda that everybody knew about, and why. It's not just the Igbos that rejected that. Even non-Igbos rejected that insult. But a self-hating Igbo made a video to say the Igbos are not tolerant. So because they won't take IDP, other people who are living in Imo states, non-Igbos who are living in Imo states, making money in Imo states, living there for decades. Some people have been living there for decades. Nobody ever reminded them that they are non-Igbos until these lunatics of APC, Ebekebe, until they appeared in our lives. The Were also made a video, which I want you, the Igbos watching this broadcast, to please tell me if it is true. I know he's lying though, or is making the whole nonsense up. But I decided to bring it to you today. Kindly tell me what this is.
The reason why Igbos don't sell land to strangers. Let's even talk about it, because this is a fact and this is also a misconception. Igbos don't sell land, not just to strangers. Igbos don't sell land at all. Before now, in Igbo land, land is God. We worship land. We call it Ani. Ani is God of justice. Land is beyond an item. We worship it. It has a deep religious meaning for us. When you are seeking for justice, it is Ani, the God of justice, that you will cry to and you will get justice. So because of this, it is almost a taboo for anybody to sell land in Igbo land before now. In fact, there is a very serious stigma that is attached to selling land in Igbo land. Any family that is used to selling land is seen as a useless family. When somebody wants to bury his loved one and then he sells land to be able to raise funds to bury his loved one, it is assumed that he is burying two people. There is this understanding among Igbos that when you sell land to raise money to do business, that money will eventually vanish. That money will become useless. Before now in Igbo land, or even till today in Igbo land, when you use your land as collateral to borrow money and you go and marry with that money, the person that borrowed you that money will not return your land to you. Because when you marry that your wife, she will give you children, and those children are as valuable as that land. There is a deep religious attachment to land in Igbo land. As a matter of fact, when you want to sell land, you will have to approach your homeowner first to see who is going to buy from them. And when they now refuse, you look for somebody in your community to sell to. So when they say Igbos don't sell land, it is not like we don't sell land to Yoruba people or Hausa people or people from other regions. We don't even sell land at all. It is more recently that we started selling land. We worship land. Land is God of justice, Ani, the God of justice. When you read Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart, you will understand the reason.
Nuisance lele.
He's saying it with so much confidence. And that's the problem. You know, the problem is that stupid people, they are very confident and loud. Intelligent people, they are very quiet and doubtful. You will see intelligent people, right? They will review things so severally. And am I sure that this answer that I have arrived at, am I sure this is the final answer? I know this is the answer, but am I sure? You know, I'm going to wait for somebody else to work it out and see if they will arrive at the same answer. I'm not going to just go out and say this is the answer. Intelligent people are quiet and doubtful. Foolish people, stupid people, they are very confident and loud. It is recently the God of Ani and the nonsense. You will see his fellow foolish people, Igbos too, that will be saying, "Thank you, Jare, my brother, it's true." Or you will see non-Igbos who have been living in Igbo land for more than 20, 30, 40 years, who have been married, running businesses, own their own homes, and they will tell you, "I bought this, I bought that when I got to Igbo land." And those stories don't make it into. Go on YouTube right now as you are watching this broadcast. Go on to YouTube right now and search for Yoruba communities in Igbo land. You will see hundreds of videos of interviews, documentaries, parties, and stuff like that. That in dealing with identity, me versus you versus us. You hate us, we hate you. You don't like our this. You don't. All this kind of conversation. The agenda that they are pushing, left, right, and center. That's why some of us say that you better let us all just come together and agree to break up this contraption. Break it up and save lives. So anyway, I have had a wonderful afternoon. So I'm going to keep the rest for later tonight. So, and I am also going to open the line. It will be your chance. And I promise you, okay, it's going to be your chance to call in and come and say your own mind. And I know that help us people who are watching, okay, you probably will have a chance to call in. Randomly, I take calls on Maiyegun's diary Politico. But I'm not going to be as nice as I was last night. Because when I see people pushing their foolish questions and stupid narratives, I am not going to be as nice as I was last night. So you better be prepared, okay? And don't pretend that you like me, okay? I can see through that, all right? I am not somebody who is comfortable with those who are pushing violence. I need you to remember that as well. So when you're calling into my program, I'm not going to be nice to you. When you begin to kind of push that your stupid, that your terrorist narrative, I will see through it and I'm going to cut you short there. Like, hey, Alaye, I know where you are going with this, your stupid questions. This time around, I just thought I should say it. So, what do you call it? Put it that way. I think it is high time that we begin to cut the rubbish now. Okay? Thank you. Then apart from that, the line is open. All right? And when I come back, we take calls. And if you have to leave, just like the broadcast, at least, I'll see you soon. Speak in tongue. I have my first caller on the line. If I get you right, this is a Stanley. Is that right? Or did I lose you? Hello? Okay. I think I lost my first caller. Well, I have another person on the line, and I think it's Hello?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Or did I lose you? Hello? Can you hear me? You might need to mute that broadcast in the background because you are connected now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. You need to mute the broadcast in the background. I can still hear myself.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's clearer now. How are you, Baba?
Thank you, my brother.
You're so welcome, sir.
I'm okay. I'm okay. You know, Nigeria is a crime scene.
Tell me about
And
it.
anytime you want to watch a woman who know how to mock her husband, is if anything happened between her husband and next door neighbor. That's how you will see how the woman is very aggressive. Yesterday, there are eruption of information and news which everybody's watching. So many people watch to hear good news from Niger, outside Niger, whatever that happens about Nigerians. That's what they always watch every day. None of them, any blessing, any good thing that happened between that nation and Biafra, and nobody will escalate the good ones. But as soon as it's the bad one, they will like to escalate it.
It will become the news. You're right.
It become. What I know, we live in a nation that has human rights at heart and practice it. The invitation of Simon Ekpa is not first time. It's not a new thing.
Right.
And for we to sit aside and watch the so-called Finland and the European Union and also the nation that surrounded them is to see how they will practicalize that thing we are trying to copy. This is the time. For those who feel they've been marginalized over the other side and those who have been overtaken, but everything is not in their hand, it's not in our hand. But this is the time we have to watch to see if what we are trying to copy from them is real or not.
Okay.
Some people will come in this very program in order to trigger you, to provoke you.
They have been doing that.
I know.
And I've been trying to manage
I know.
as well.
It's every time. Every time you are before camera, you're a teacher and you're a learner at the same time.
Yes, sir.
They know the good word, but they will never use it. Don't allow them to push you. You are one of our national eye. I'm telling you. In all the nation, if Nigeria break tomorrow, there is no nation you will never have national identification. You have dual citizenship. I'm telling you.
I'm going to say something quickly. You sound very rational as a rational person. That means somebody who believes that you can disagree to agree with people.
That is
normal, right? Or you agree with me as well that there are so many irrational followers of Simon. I'm talking about those ones that people like yourself, right, are pretty much like don't want to be heard. Would you agree with me that there are those who believe that if you disagree with us, you are enemies straight up and all that stuff?
I do agree. I do agree with you. The reason is most of that thing is not going to university made you educated somebody. There are people who go through university. There are people whom university go through them. And traveling, when you travel outside the nation, does not mean they have acknowledged knowledge or they have learned something. Some people remain in a chaotic life they have had from time to that, and thing has no end and thing has no beginning. Do not put such people in a leading section. Do not make them a leader of a community or a leader of work. Everything will grant. He's looking for his people. He's looking for his people. That's never move a nation forward. Anybody who merited to be there, let that person be there. That's what we're working for.
That's right.
That's what we're working for.
Well, I hope
because
more of you and more like you yourself that will
as
indeed, right?
As this Biafran Nigerian EPA game is on now. It's on for everybody to see what's gonna happen. Nobody like.
And that is why somebody like me, somebody like myself has always been very clear. Okay, and that is that if we
since
see
I've been watching you
done, if we see what
since I've been watching
still doing, right? There's no way. There's no way that we won't see what is called for every action there is an expected counter reaction. But what I objected to totally, which I kind of like never did, is the fact that you cannot either directly unleashing the terror on them or promoting the terror on your people. You can't justify that. There's no rational person that should.
All those things is just ending at where? At the people at grassroots, because all of them will jump out and go and dine with. I will tell you one thing now. I don't give you one illustration.
Go on.
If you watch one of our man of God is called Eze. I'm not against him.
Right.
Jerry Eze. Watch the day he did his birthday. Watch those who made it in a high ground. If you go and watch that video,
right,
all those politicians, big men, those who destroy Nigeria, stole oil, all of them gathered. They brought that money and made that surprise party.
I remember.
In which poor people cannot even open door and come in. They don't know. That is how leadership is. That is how Nigeria is. That's how every nation is. There are people who ought to be there. But when poor man get a poor man of his type, he will just bite him like a crocodile, eat a lizard on the street, which is stupid of us. It's very, very stupid of us. This your platform is a educative platform.
Thank you very much.
It's a place we have time to interact. It's a place where we have to get some information. But when people come there, they try to impose godism in it.
I mean, I'm not to some of them simply because somebody like myself, I can disagree with Simon. Simon is Simon, man. Right?
It's a human being.
Anybody's prime minister, whatever they call him.